Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Grad Center brought to you by Rocky by Kim. Today's edition is going to focus on how to prepare for your grad school interview. If you have been shortlisted for a master's or a PhD interview, congratulations to you once again. This is a very clear indication that the admission committee sees you as a potential student who will succeed in their program. That is why they have shortlisted you, and then they want to interview you and then see that you are a very good fit for their program. The goal of the interview is not to disqualify you from the program. The goal of the interview is not to rule you out. But the whole idea behind the interview is that they want to know you more. You have submitted your application, you've written your SOPs, you have submitted your transcripts, and they have seen that you have great potentials to succeed in that program. That is why they have moved forward to interview you. I always want you to have this mentality that so far as you have been shortlisted for interview, tell yourself that you have been given admission. That is what I want you to know. So far as you've been accepted or you've been shortlisted for interview should make you feel that you have been accepted into the program. So just go and then defend yourself. Take it in mind that you are going to defend yourself, that you are indeed a good fit for the program. So they should just move ahead and then give you your admission offer. Just have that mindset, because with a very good mindset, with a very strong mindset, you have already won the interview. So I'm going to start by talking about different kinds of interviews that you might have. So some schools are such that they will allow you to be interviewed by at least one or maybe two or three professors, normally those that you made mention of their names in your SOP. And some schools are also such that you meet the entire faculty that you are applying to. So just be familiar with the kind of people that you're going to meet, and normally you will be notified ahead of time. They will send you an email and let you know that you're going to be interviewed by either their department, or you are going to be interviewed by Professor so and so. So check your emails and then prepare accordingly. Know the kind of interview that you're going to face, so that you know how to tailor your preparation to fit the interview. So I'm going to start with an interview whereby you're going to meet one, two, or maybe three professors, normally those that you made mention of their names in your SOP. So let me start with the general preparation for every interview. Before you prepare for the interview, what do you have to do? Like dress code, preparation of the environment that you're going to have your interview. What do you have to do? So see the interview to be something official. Don't just appear anyhow to them. That doesn't mean you should be in your tie or suit. I don't mean that. I don't mean that you should go and then wear your suit or maybe your tie. But if you can do that, that's fine. Just appear presentable, appear attractive. Don't go and then wear anything that looks so informal. Appear formal before them. And also get a very quiet place. Make sure that the place that you're going to have the interview is going to be very quiet. The place shouldn't be noisy, so that they won't be disturbed by the noises from the background. And also get a very stable internet connection. If you know that where you are staying, the internet connection is not that good, you can move. Just talk to a friend who stays at a place with a very good network, so that you prepare and then move to that place. And also you can notify the panel, the interviewers, that where you stay, your network is not that good. So in case that your Zoom video, during the Zoom meeting, the video starts pausing, you like to turn off your video to increase the bandwidth, because when the bandwidth increases, the network kind of becomes stable. So you can let them know ahead of time that in case you turn off your video in the course of the interview, you are just doing that to increase the bandwidth, because your network at your place is not that stable. So you can let them know this ahead of time. And always make sure that you appear on time. Don't wait till last minute, or don't be late, because the people here are very time conscious. The professors out there, they are very time conscious. So make sure that you don't attend the interview late. Prepare ahead of time. In fact, if your interview is scheduled at maybe 3 p.m, set up your everything, open your laptop, log into the Zoom around maybe 1 p.m, and then try to let some of your friends interview as well. You can contact a friend to interview, give you a tryout, you can have a trial session with your friend, normally on the exact day that you're going to have the interview. So put all these in mind: your dress code, the environment, and then your internet issues. And after solving this whole problem, you let's say you have made provisions for all this, how do you prepare for the interview itself? So the first thing that I want you to do is that, first of all, be familiar with the program that you are applying to. Let's say you are applying into a PhD molecular biology as a program. Be familiar with the program that you're applying to, so that in case you've been asked any question about it, you'll be able to answer, and then answer it well. So aside that, I want you to also read more about the professors who are going to interview you. So as I said, if your interview is going to be scheduled with you and then maybe one or two professors, normally those that you made mention of their names in your SOP, make sure that you have read more about them. Read their faculty profile, and if you can read one or two papers about them, that is fine. And in fact, you don't have to grab every details of their published papers. You can just be familiar with their abstracts to know the exact research focus of their lab, especially the recent papers that they've published. Try as much as possible and then read some of the recent papers that they've published, read their faculty profiles, and then be well prepared for the interview. So aside reading about them and then becoming so much prepared, go through your SOP once again. Go through your SOPs once again. Read more about your research interests, understand your research interests, and then your career goals. Understand your research interests and then your career goals. And also go through your CV. Go through your CV and then make sure that every single skill that you've made mention of on your CV, you are familiar with it indeed. And you can give a detailed explanation to someone in case you've been asked questions on that. I will do one video to share my PhD interview experience with you all, so stay tuned for that video. I will share my general experience, how my interview went, the question that I had with you all once again. So just be familiar with everything on your CV. Go through your CV. I keep on saying that. Go through your CV. Be much more abreast of your career goals, so that you'll be able to express yourself more to them. You should be able to express yourself more to them, for them to know that indeed you understand your area of interest, or like you know more about what you want to do. So most of the times there is this question that you should be prepared for. A question like, tell us about yourself. Whether the interview is going to be with you and then one professor, or maybe between you and then the entire faculty. This question like, tell us about yourself, you should be prepared for that. I don't want to go deep about the examples of questions that you'll be asked. I will talk about that later. I'll do a video to talk about some of the popular questions that they ask during PhD or master's interview. So right now, let's just get familiar with the kinds of interviews that you can have, either with one or two professors, especially those that you made mention of them in your SOP, or with the entire faculty. So we have different types of interviewers. Some interviewers are such that they will be asking you a lot of questions. They are very active. You have active interviewers. So the active interviewers are such that they'll be asking you a lot of questions. They will throw questions on you and then you'll be answering them as much as you can. So you won't get a chance to maybe finish answering one question and then they'll be asking you some additional questions. So be prepared for such an interview. When you start your interview and then you realize that is the star of the interviewer that you've met, just calm down and then answer every question one by one. And there are some interviewers who are such that they will give you the floor. They will give you the floor to just be talking. They will give you the floor and then they will ask you to, let's say, share your research experience with us. Tell us about your academic background, anything at all. So you should be prepared for the kind of interviewer that you're going to meet. So when you realize that the interviewer is very active, like he's someone who likes giving you a lot of questions, don't panic. Just relax and then calm down, answer each question one by one. And if you realize that the interviewer is such that he gives you the chance to just express yourself, keep talking. I keep on saying this, that keep talking. They've given you the floor. Talk as much as you can. Just talk as much as you can until you are done. Nobody is going to cut you off. Just keep talking, because normally the interview will last for about 30 minutes. So if you are able to talk as much as you can literally waste all the time. When they realize that you can express yourself, that is a plus for you. So just keep talking. Talk as much as you can. When you realize that the floor has been given to you to express yourself. Let's expect these kind of interviewers. So today I've spoken about your preparation towards the interview. Go and read more about the professors who are going to interview you. Be prepared physically, like getting a very good background, and then a stable internet connection as well. And also I think I have to talk about like some of the questions that you have to be familiar with. I actually wanted to do a new video, but I think I can just give a foreshadow of such questions. So as I said, you should be familiar with your research interests and the career goals, and make sure that the interest that you have aligns with some of the professors in the school. So assuming that you're going to be interviewed by a professor so and so, like you know the professor who is going to interview you, especially the one that you made mention of his or her name in your SOP, just read a lot about him. Like read about him or her from the university's like from his faculty profile, as well as maybe the papers that he has published, and make sure that your research interest, the interest that you have, aligns directly with what the person is doing, so that when you talk about your career goals, you can relate it to what the professor in that school is doing. So these are some basic things that I want you to be aware of. These are some basic preparations that you can make towards your actual PhD interview. My next video is going to be about some questions that you should be prepared for, some questions that you should expect for your PhD interview. I hope this video will help you. Kindly stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and then see you another time.